I don't hold crypto and wait for it to go up anymore. Bitcoin over the last 5 years paid about 7% a year. A boring index fund paid almost 14%, and Bitcoin dropped 49% along the way. Holding isn't a strategy anymore, it's a bet. Let me show you 3 backup by data reasons why holding doesn't work anymore and what I end up doing instead. Hey everyone, my name is Emilio, founder and CEO of Gridmatic, where we install profitable grid pods for clients using our own trading software, which lets you generate monthly income while reinvesting at the same time. You only get paid when you sell, and nobody ever does. Here's something nobody tells you when you buy. Your crypto is worth nothing until you sell it. It could be up 300% on paper. That's not money, that's a number on a screen. To turn it into real money, you have to pick a day and actually sell it. And almost nobody ever does because they think the price will keep going up in value. Once it goes down, you don't want to sell either because now you would be looking unrealized loss. So you decide to wait until it goes back up again. But there is never a good day. There is always a reason to wait one more week. And this shows up in the data. A study tracked crypto app users across 95 countries. About 3 out of 4 of them lost money on Bitcoin. There was another survey, this one in the US, asking people who would own crypto how it went. 38% end up selling for less than what they paid. Another 13% broke even. So most people either lost money or spent years getting nowhere. And it wasn't because they invested in the wrong asset, it was because the whole plan came down to one single decision that they never made. So what can you actually do about it? Decide your exit before you need to decide it. Pick a number now while you are calm and nothing is happening. You can say something like, if it hits X price, I'm taking half of the table. You can write it down somewhere, or the easiest thing is set a price alert on TradingView. You don't have to sell all of it. You can sell a quarter, sell a third, or whatever you want. Nobody ever regrets taking some profit, because the reality is that if you wait for the best time to sell, most likely that will never happen. You might get too excited thinking that the price will continue going up, or you might get scared thinking that there is no way the price can keep going down, and guess what? It keeps going down. And you will do what you always end up doing, which is nothing. You sit through everything and you get paid almost nothing for it. So let's just do the math out loud. 5 years ago, Bitcoin was around 45,000 each. Today, it's around 64,000 at the moment I'm recording this video. That works out to about 7% a year. Over those exact same 5 years, the S&P 500 did almost 14% a year. So think about what actually happened there. You held the wildest asset on the planet. You watch it fall almost 50% from an all-time high. You check the price at midnight more than once. And at the end of all of that, you got half of what someone made by buying an index fund and never thinking about it again. You took all of the stress and didn't get paid for it. And right now, more Bitcoin is being held at a loss than at a profit. And remember, Bitcoin is a good one. Almost 40% of other coins are sitting near their all-time lows. Plenty of them are down more than 90%. And honestly, most likely is that those coins that are down 80, 90, 95% are not coming back to the all-time high again. So here's what you can do if you are in that position. 2 things. First, be honest about what you're holding. Go look at your account right now. If something is down 90% and hasn't moved in 2 years, it's probably not a comeback story. Don't let it sit there for another 3 or 4 years because you don't want to admit that you might just have to take the loss. Second, compare it to something else. If your crypto isn't beating a plain index fund for over 5 years, that's worth knowing and becoming aware of it. Most people never check because checking makes it real. And I can honestly talk about this on my own experience. About 2 years ago, I invested $5,000 in a cryptocurrency and currently it's down 95%. So it's a bet on timing and you cannot control time. Now, let me be fair because I don't want to be the one-sided about this. Holding has worked. If you bought in 2020 and held it, you did great. But look at what actually came down to. The strategy of holding has completely changed from 6 years ago. Back in 2020, holding was a completely different game. You could buy and just wait for a couple of months and most likely the price was gonna go up. And then you could sell regardless of the timing. You didn't really pick a strategy, you picked a window, and you only find out years later whether it was a good one. And honestly, most of us didn't even choose to hold. Here's what really happened. You bought crypto and then you were analyzing it. Maybe you look into the charts, the screen, watching it all day, learning a whole second skill. So you told yourself you were gonna hold for the long run and you stopped looking at it. For instance, I had a client who bought Bitcoin around 105K. And he tried to follow the market for a while, tried to figure out when it went up and when it went down. He gave up, so he just held it. And he wasn't wrong to do that. He only ever had two options in front of him. Either watch it all day or ignore it completely. Nobody ever showed him there was a third option. And that is stop trying to time the market. You are not going to win on that. Almost nobody does. Two things that can actually help is buy on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis instead of feeling like it. You don't have to buy more every time. You can buy the same amount. Just make sure that it happens recurrently. That way you're not betting everything on one window. You are spreading it across all of them and you buy at different price points. That's called DCA. Now, even if you apply all of these solutions that I'm giving you, they don't fix the root problem. They just make the bet less painful. You're still sitting there waiting for the prices to go up. So here's the final solution. The prices move all day, every day, up and down consistently. Even in a completely flat month, where the price ends exactly at where it was, the price moved consistently during that 1 month. So if you're just holding, none of that means anything to you. Only the final number counts, when you will be selling. But that movement can be captured, and that's what Gridbots does. It buys a little when the price goes down and then it sells when the price goes up, over and over again. And it does it fully hands-off 24/7. It's not predicting anything. It doesn't have an option on where the market is going to go. It doesn't need the price to go up. It just needs to move, which is happening right now as I'm recording this video. So the way that I explain it to people is just like a rental property. The housing market goes up and down all the time, but the rent shows up every month either way. You rent out the property, someone pays you on a monthly basis, you decide if you want to reinvest that rent back into the property or just collect it as cash flow. The software runs inside your own account. My team does all of the heavy lifting for you, and what it makes gets split two ways. Part of it comes as your cash flow you can actually take out without affecting the bot's performance, and part of it gets reinvested back so the account keeps growing. And what it does is that you are not longer waiting for the price to go up to sell at a profit. You're not figuring out the best time to sell. You're not timing the market. You're not going to be down 40, 50, 70%. Instead, it just captures that volatility that is happening anyway and capitalizes from it. If you want to learn more how Gridmatic can work for you, then check the link in the description where I share with you how the software is working live. If you got value out of this video, make sure to subscribe and like this video. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you, and I'll see you guys on the next one.